Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today it's Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to make a super funky ring out of a safety pin. So what you're going to need for this project are your tools. Don't use your good cutters to cut the safety pins. I actually have memory wire cutters, but you can just use some older cutters if you want. And you need a 6mm bead if you want to use the optional bead, and some 24 gauge wire to attach it. And then the safety pins are a size 2 safety pin, and they're 1.5 inches long. So to get started, we're just going to open up our safety pin, and you want to just very carefully open it up so we don't snap this part in the middle. So just with your pliers, very, very slowly. It's the same way that we did the paper clip ring, where it already has a bend in it and you don't want it to break, so you're just going to very, very slowly open it up. These are my round pliers that I'm starting with. I'm kind of just undoing that little bend there, and then once you've got it opened to a decent amount, you can get your flat pliers and just keep going with it. But the key is to do it slowly, because you don't want to bend it back too quickly and have it snap. You also want to be careful not to mark up the wire too much, so if you have some nylon tip pliers, it might work well as well. Just go really slowly with it. You can use your finger as well. So once that one is straightened out to your liking, you can always get a cloth and rub it out a little bit to get it straighter. And then what you want to do is, you really don't want that sharp end, so we're going to cut it off. I'm going to use my memory wire cutters, but if you don't have them, just use an older pair of cutters so you don't ruin them. So we've got this nice and cut flush there, and then what we want to do is we want to bend it around. So we're going to need a ring form. If you don't have a ring form, use a marker. Whatever you have is great, but you really need to bend it around in a circle. So we're just going slowly. We're just going to bend it all the way around, flip it around, bring it around, all the way around like this at a full turn. Okay, so once we've got it all the way around, now this is the tricky part, because what you want to do is you want to bend this one around back and in there, and that's going to hold it together and give it its funky shape. So if you have a bunch of these safety pins, you can experiment with the size, but I'm not going to clip it any shorter than that. I'm just going to go with what I have there. And then so what you want to do is, like I said, just bend it up and around, and it's going to go back into this part. So we're going to take our round pliers, and I'll just try to do it in a way that you guys can see what I'm doing. If I come up from underneath, I'm going to bring this around, say about 1/4 inch, and just slowly bring this around. So we're going to bring it around here. Do you see what I've done? I've just brought it around into a little loop. So we're going to bring it around here. And then what you want it to do, it's going to go into there, but this I find quite flat. So you can go ahead and take your pliers and just give it a little bit more of a curve if you want. This, you can play around with it for sure. So now this is the fun part. You're going to hook that into the safety pin. So take this and just hook it in there, and it's super, super funky. So you could actually just wear that as a ring. We can just kind of adjust it a little bit, and if you want to go sort of a cool style like that, it's a little big, but you could definitely I could have clipped it a little bit, maybe 1/8 or 1/4 inch to make it smaller, but even like that, it's kind of fun, it's kind of punky. But if you do want to add a bead, you can do that too. And if you find that it's this part sticking up a little bit too much, go ahead and take your flat pliers and just kind of bend it down a little bit to have it more flat and flush there. So once you've done that, and then if you find that it's not, if you need more of an end to go in as well, that you can play around with as well. So you could straighten it out and bend it in a little bit more to make this end a little bit longer. There's all kinds of adjustments you can do, and then we're going to stick it back To attach the bead, I have a 24 gauge piece of wire, and I'm just going to stick the wire like through here from the back to the front, and then just bend this around to the back and bring this one around to the front here. So we just have it like sort of attached on there. It's kind of started. Actually, let's just bring this over, flip it over, and just bring it right to the back here. There. And then we're going to bring this one up and put our bead on there. Okay, and then because you want it bent so it's going to sit across, just go ahead and get your pliers and give it a little bend sort of at where the radius of the bead is. So that's going to go there, so you see how it sits nicely right there. And then this is going to kind of sit in place, and then we want to bring the wire around back again. You'll have to lift the bead a little bit so you can fit it through, and you're going to just pop that through here. And we're going to pop it through here. It's a little fiddly, but you could do that. So there we're going to take the end, bring it slowly. Now make sure your bead is sitting in that little crevice, and then you're going to pull this tight. Okay, so it's like sitting in there, which is really cool. So I'm just going to take the little end and push it through again so we can pull it tightly. So we're just going to stick it through there, take your flat pliers and grab it. So that's one side. All you have to really do is cut it flush. You can use your regular cutters for this. This is only 24 gauge wire. So we just give it a little cut there. And then this side. So we're going to take this one, same thing, bring it around to the back, and then stick it up through there. And if you have trouble accessing it, just use your pliers. So then we're going to get our flat pliers and bring it up. Same thing, just pull it tight like that. And then we're going to clip this end. And this end, it won't scratch you once you're wearing the ring because it's at the front. And then you can always like take these pliers and just pinch these little wires together if you want, and adjust it. So there you have your super funky safety pin rings without the bead or with the bead. Fun fact, Walter Hunt invented the safety pin in 1849 because he wanted to pay off a $15 debt to a friend of his. He sold the patent for $400 to a company that made millions from it. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to join my Facebook group, the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club, I'll link it up below. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wire wedding cake toppers and unique jewelry. I also send out a monthly newsletter, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook, where I give a list of my supplies and materials and a few tips. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time.